Long live the Chinese Revolution! Long live China! Free, free Palestine! Long live Lebanon! Thank you to the organizers of this event to mark the 75th anniversary of China's earth-shaking revolution, which broke the chains of feudal slavery and imperialist domination. Under the leadership of Mao Zedong, widely known as Chairman Mao, the Communist Party of China achieved what many deemed impossible. The revolution brought to end China's century of humiliation, which began with the British imperialists' First Opium War in 1839. Over the past 75 years, there has been incredible progress for the masses in China's working class. In 2012, China's President Xi Jinping, General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, vowed to eradicate extreme poverty. In 2020, despite the additional challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic, the Chinese government proudly proclaimed this feat. And I raise this first because I come from Baltimore City, a city where 25% of the people live in poverty. People lay in the streets. People are homeless. And just last night I was in Harlem, and the same situation exists there. Extreme poverty. In the West, they could do something about it, but would rather spend trillions on the war budget. China is now a world scientific power. It has built high-speed trains and affordable electric cars, reduced pollution and carbon emissions, and engaged in space exploration. The People's Republic of China's accomplishments have spanned the gamut from healthcare to education and sports. I could go on and on. I could talk about the Belt and Road Initiative, but time doesn't allow it. So I just wanted to say, revolutionary change and the struggles of the working class don't happen in isolation. International events and global pressures influence them. The same applies to the material conditions that shape them. But the Communist Party of China and the Chinese working class have faced, whether through external or internal pressures, trade wars, attempts at dismemberment, military threats, or hot war, can best be described as a global class war. The struggle primarily pits U.S. imperialism against the working class worldwide, especially in countries intent on building socialism and liberating themselves from imperialist control. The orientation of U.S. monopoly capitalism has not for 1 minute had a hands-off policy towards China, and for that matter, the rest of the world. They are for intervention everywhere. It's important to underscore that in the decades preceding the success of the 1949 revolution, the United States military and government were already playing a role in attempting to defeat the Chinese communist revolutionaries by supplying arms to the reactionary Kuomintang. Both the bloody Korean and Vietnam wars were equally about containing, encircling, and strangling China, along with defeating the liberation aspirations of the Korean and Vietnamese people. The Pentagon visited unfathomable destruction on both Northern Korea and Vietnam. It bombed North Korea to rubble and engaged in carpet bombing and deforestation in Vietnam. An estimated 2.5 million Koreans lost their lives, and the estimated deaths of Vietnamese range from 1 to 3 million. The people of both the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam successfully moved heaven and earth to rebuild. The 1989 reactionary Tiananmen Square so-called student rebellion, characterized as a massacre by the West and later exposed as a lie, might possibly be described as a much earlier attempt, failed as it was, at color revolution, the name given to Western-backed attempts at regime change, starting with the Rose Revolution in the country of Georgia in 2003. Throw in the Dalai Lama and the CIA-led Tibetan independence movement and the Falun Gong project, and you can see the pattern of lies meant to turn all manner of sympathy against the CPC and direct their efforts to dismember the People's Republic of China. The key to China's ability to hold off counter-revolution and to weather imperialist schemes is that the Chinese Communist Party and its government, backed by the People's Liberation Army, have continued to hold state power in the name of the working class. China continues to have a planned economy based on state-owned infrastructure. The present decade has brought bigger challenges. The maneuvers by U.S. imperialism have been increasingly more dangerous and point in the direction of a hot war centered around Taiwan. The U.S.-NATO proxy war against Russia and the increasing regional war in Western Asia, with Palestine as its central flashpoint, should be seen as one. What undergirds and fuels this crisis is the contraction of monopoly capitalism. More than ever, the U.S. economy relies less on production for use and more on spending and development for what is popularly called the military-industrial complex. The capitalist banking system is intertwined with these developments. It is a superfuel for inflation and deepening impoverishment of the broader working class, making larger war inevitable. Lenin's thesis on imperialism is more important than ever. The drive towards war is independent of political administrations or individual intentions, regardless of how venal or corrupt. As the global capitalist crisis deepens, the U.S. imperialist system is propelled towards wider war. Our role in the belly of the beast is clear. The global working class, including U.S. workers who increasingly embody a diverse collection of nations, must be united in solidarity with the working class of China. The vast majority of the people of the United States have nothing in common with the multi-trillion-dollar bankers and war profiteers who are promoting the war buildup against China. Struggle with Lucha's soon-to-be-published book, The U.S. War Drive Against China, What It Means for Workers, is an effort to expose the increasing danger of the U.S. war against China and to reveal the real enemies of the working class. Hands off China! Down with U.S. imperialism! And I'd like to end in the words of Che Guevara: the revolution is not an apple that falls when it is ripe. You have to make it fall, and that is our job, to make it fall. Thank you.